Hi, guys. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas. I got the crud for Christmas, as you can hear. I'm feeling better. Just got to power through it. There's really nothing else I can do. So bear with me while I sound like this, but I wanted really badly to make this video because I don't want you guys to miss out if you're interested in joining the challenge. If you're not interested in joining the challenge, you can still use this video to do this. If you're a self-starter and you set your own goals and you're really good at sticking to them, then awesome. You could still use what I'm going to go over today. But if you do want to join the January Consistency Challenge, I'll have a link in the description and in the pinned comment section. And at the end of this video, I will show you how to sign up for it. There's an easy way and there's a more complicated way. So I want you guys to have the easiest way because why not, right? So I wrote the Purposeful Path Planner last year, and a lot of you bought it, and that is so amazing. And a lot of you used it. The thing about planners is like we all start out in January with our new planners and our new plans and our goals. And then, as the year goes on, we don't use them. So this year I decided inside of our PhD Pro community, we're going to use that planner every single month. Every single month, we're going to do the consistency challenge. We're going to go over all the things that I'm going over today, at the beginning of every month and the end of every month, because I want you guys to use this planner. I want you to use it. And if you're in a community where everybody is following the same routine and we're going over things together, it doesn't mean you have to have the same goals or guidelines as everyone in the group. The whole point of my consistency challenge is that you set up boundaries for you, specifically to where you are right now in your health and wellness journey. And we're going to this year, we're going to progress over 365 days so that by next January, those of you who stick with me inside the pro community and you come in there, and even if you fall out, you come back in and you check in, you're going to see progress. Whether you're doing keto, ketovore, carnivore, doesn't really matter. What matters is you're staying consistent and you're checking in and you're monitoring your symptoms. And you'll see when I go through the workbook. You can buy the planner even if you're not in the community. If you're in the pro community, you get the planner for free. So if you're already in the pro community, you already have access to that. And I'm going to show you how to get access to the planner once you get in the pro community. And I'll have all the details in the description and in the pinned comment. So let's just get into it. So this is the Purposeful Path Planner. Let me turn my notifications off here, okay? So, because never fails, I always get interrupted. Okay. And the very first page is the 2024 year review. The point of this page is to make sure we do this step. I see so many people sit down at the end of the year and they make goals for the next year without ever looking back and seeing what goals did I have last year? Did I stick to them? So this whole page right here is to reflect. So we reflect, review, and then we reevaluate, and then we set our goals. So top accomplishments, that's going to be the goals you set last year for yourself that you stuck to. Whether you had to modify them or not, it doesn't matter. Did you stick to that goal? Did you get to where you wanted to go? These goals don't have to just be about wellness. They can be about mindset, lifestyle, finances, fill in the blank. So for instance, last year, one of my goals was that I was going to read more, and I did. I read so much this year. I had a really good year in reading. Read some amazing books, nonfiction, fiction, new genres that I never read. I got that goal. Go me. And it was fun. That was a good goal. So hobbies can be a goal too. If you want to get back into a hobby, those can actually help your health and especially your mental health so much. Another goal I set for myself was to set boundaries with my work. So I set work hours because I was finding that it was, 11:30 p.m. and I was still checking emails. I was still in the comments. I was still scrolling. I was still, working 24/7 because when you work from home, many of you do, it's hard to separate work from just living. So I have set work hours, business hours, and I have rules. And if I work past that time, I'm out of bounds. So I did really good job doing that this year. Another thing was that I wanted to make sure I prioritized time with my kids, doing quality things, and I did that too. We paint, we color, we have lots of like activities together, and I make that time. My phone is not anywhere near me. I am not playing on my phone. I'm not looking at my phone. I'm not using my phone. I am in the moment with my kids. Because again, my work was creeping into the time that I should be spending with my children. They're only little ones. So those are 3 big goals that I stuck to really, really well. Another goal that I set for myself last year and pretty much every year that I've been alive was to move more and be more physically active. And while yes, I did do that, I didn't do it in the way that I thought I was going to do it. So I thought that I would be walking every day and doing sprints, which I did for a while, but then I fell off the map. But now I'm into horseback riding, so I go to lessons once a week, and that's a very strenuous activity. And then I'm trying to walk more. So while I kind of stuck to it, I didn't really. And so one of those, so that would be a setback. So then underneath there's a setbacks, and it's like I didn't do that. I didn't stick to my movement goal. I have a hard time with that. It's like I don't know. I just don't like doing it. So that's one of my setbacks. Another one of my setbacks was that life lifed this year, and some things that I thought that I had worked through got brought back into the forefront of my mind, and I had to really do a lot to put those demons, for lack of a better word, back where they should be. So I had to, where I thought I had made a lot of progress, I didn't. I maybe hadn't made as much progress as I thought. So that's a setback, but something that I'm going to work on in the next year. So that's 2 or 3 things that I can tell you that I said I was going to do that I did and maybe didn't do. Or, even if you think you're going to do something, some things are just out of your control up to a certain point, and you have to reevaluate your goals and then do some changes to things so that you can get back on track. Some highlights for my year were, we went to London. So me and Ken have not had a vacation that was not for work. I think a lot of people think we have a lot of vacations because we're always traveling for work, but we don't actually get to spend very much time together when we go to these events, because he's there to work and connect with people. And so I don't actually get that much quality time with Ken when we go on any work trips. And when we went to London, I was like, which technically we went for a keto event. I was like, can we please have some time where we're not actually connecting with other people, but connecting with each other? That's really important. We need to do that. And so we were able to spend 5 days in London together, spending some really good quality time together that we really needed. And seriously, that's the first time we've been able to do that since Beckett was born. So 5 years ago. And that was really amazing. That was a big highlight. And just, my kids growing up and seeing them hit a bunch of milestones, huge highlight for me as well. So, and then there's things to learn and things to change. And that comes back to your accomplishment section and your setback section. So things to learn is that I definitely have to stick to my boundaries when it comes to work schedule, because if I fell off of that, my life just went to, it was just not good. Everything got messed up. So sticking to those boundaries is very important. Things to change. I've got to work on a way where I can have that movement goal worked into my schedule in a way that is easy for me to do it, and I can't make any excuses. So I'm going to have to work on that. So there's things to learn, things to change. Those things you have to reflect, guys. If you're not looking back at what you wanted to do last year and why it worked or didn't work, then going forward is just, you're making it harder. And you got to be really honest with yourself too, because you could lie to yourself and be like, yeah, I stuck to whatever your goal was. I did great, but really, like you didn't do as great as you probably could have if you'd had a better plan in place, So just make sure you're being really brutally honest with yourself. And if you need a person to talk to about it, like find a friend. Go over goals together, have a buddy. If you're in the community, we're going to do this in the community on Friday. That's when we kick off the January challenge, is on the 27th. Of course, the official kickoff date is January 1st, but I like to do prep work with the community where we really dive into these worksheets deeper than what I'm going to be doing during this video. And then do more, do less, continue. Again, kind of goes back to the accomplishments and the setbacks. Like, do more of what worked. Do less of what didn't work, obviously, right? That seems very obvious. But the amount of people who want change but don't change anything about their life, it's a lot. And I think we've all been there. Like, I want this to change, but I'm going to continue to do the same old crap that I always do and wonder why that didn't work, right? We're all guilty. I'm talking to myself too. And they continue doing what worked. Obviously, if it's not broke, don't fix it. For the love of God, if you have been doing something and it is working for you and you're hitting all your goals and you feel great, but you see some trend on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube or whatever where people are doing some thing, fill in the blank, and you're like, maybe I should be doing that. Just don't. Just don't. Keep doing what you're doing and know that what you're doing is working, and you know your body and you know what's going on. Don't feed into the hype over trends, especially when it comes to health and wellness. Focus on the fundamentals and staying consistent. That is what really and truly works in the long run. You do not have to overcomplicate it. You do not have to starve yourself. You do not have to eat a certain food every day, all day for a week. Like, you don't actually have to do that stuff. If you stay consistent and you have patience with yourself, your body, your mind, I promise you, it will all work out. There is no cheat code. You're going to see a lot of ads in the next few days on your Facebook and your YouTube and your Instagram that are like, get to your, lose 20 pounds in January, whatever. Please. I'm never going to sell you a pipe dream. I'm never going to sell you a hack or a cheat code, because it doesn't exist. And it might work. Well, it might work for a minute. It's not working forever. And my goal for you and anybody in my community is the end game. It's longevity, health, for years down the road. I want y'all to win the nursing home Olympics by not ending up in the nursing home. That's my goal for my clients and the people that are in our PhD community. Okay. And then New Year priorities. I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. What are the priorities that you're going to have in the new year? And that doesn't mean I'm going to lose 50 pounds. I want you to have a priority. For example, let's say your priority is you want to lose weight. A better way to say that is, I want to prioritize my health this year by eating nutrient-dense foods, moving my body more, and giving my body the best chance to heal itself and lose weight in a healthy way that I can sustain for years and years and years. You see how very detailed that was versus I want to lose 50 pounds in 2025. Like, don't do that to yourself. First of all, who is pulling these? No one knows how much weight they can or cannot lose and what time period they can or cannot lose it in, what setbacks they will see along the way. Setting numerical weight loss goals is just so unhelpful, and it usually ends up causing people more stress than anything else. So if you want to lose weight, I'm not saying don't have that as a goal. I'm saying be specific about why you're wanting to lose the weight, whether that's to decrease your joint pain. If you want to look better in clothes, that's okay too. If you want to lower your A1C, there's so many reasons to want to lose weight that aren't just like you want to have a different number on the scale. The next page is how to set SMART goals, which is kind of what we just went over. And then there's a worksheet on how to set, write your own goals. And then I always tell everybody, if I've said it once, I've said it a gazillion times. If you do not document your signs and symptoms and keep up with the data, you will not even know how good you feel versus how bad you did feel. So you have to have a baseline. You have to set a baseline for, if you want to get labs done, that's always great too. But if you have pain, anxiety, depression, any symptom, I call it the pain scale because that's what we use in nursing school. And Ken says I should stop calling it a pain scale and call it a progress scale. And I guess that's a better term, but the nurse in me wants to say pain scale. Okay, so 1 to 10, 1 being the symptom is basically non-existent, 10 being you should be hospitalized. It's so terrible. It's so horrible. It is interfering with everything, and you need to be monitored in a hospital. 5 is like it's interfering with your daily life. 6, 7, very much interfering with your daily life, causing you a lot of problems. Okay. And then 2 to 4 is like could be worse, but could be better. All right. So, and you're going to go through all of your symptoms and rate them on a scale of 1 to 10. And then every month, you need to check back in with those symptoms. All right. So if you have anxiety, is it a 5? Is it a 9? Is it a 7? Only you know, right? And these are very subjective, right? So what I would say my anxiety is at a 5, you might call a 10. You know what I mean? So like understand these are subjective. Cravings, how bad are your cravings? Pain, if you have pain, I want you to individualize the pain. So not just pain, where is the pain? So if you're having knee pain, document how bad your knee pain is. If you're having neck pain, how bad is your neck pain? Bloating, brain fog, libido, the list goes on and on. Any symptom you can think of, rate that. And then as you go through the year, you're going to come back and rate them over and over and over again. And you're also going to keep up with like things that you think may have made them worse or made them better, given the guidelines that you set up for yourself as far as like movement, food, macros, if you're counting macros, elimination. What have you eliminated from your diet? Reintroduction, like what did you bring back into your diet that could have caused problems, right? So we're doing this in the group. We're doing this. If you're in there and you're with me, we're going to do this. So if you're ready to be harassed by me to make sure that you get this done, come on in. The water's fine. All right, there's a blank one, obviously, for you to start filling out. And then we have a 30-day checklist, basically, of like what you want to do. Like I said, we're in the group. We're going to go through this really in depth. And then we also have some more like, what is your 30-day goal? What is your 60-day goal? What is your 90-day goal? Because I encourage people to make bite-sized goals. I don't want you to make all of your goals a year-long goal. Like this year, I'm going to do blah, 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 blah. How about we start with 30 days, right? Okay. So again, in the group, 30 days is what we're focusing on. What are you going to do for 30 days? But this will continue throughout the whole year. Okay. So start with 30 days. What are you wanting to change that sounds reasonable in your reality, not your fantasy self, your real self? What can you do for the next 30 days that will help you reach your overall health, wellness, mindset, lifestyle goals? 60 days, 30 days. And you can wait to fill out the 60 and 90 until after you finish the first 30 if you want to. But go ahead and write the 30 days down. You can do this in a notebook, by the way. You don't need my planner, but you can get it. But you can do all this in a notebook. All right, this one is an amazing one. This is my favorite one. So in the group, you guys are going to print this off or make your own on a piece of paper. And you're going to write your habits down that you're going to stick to. The main habit I'm wanting people to document and track is their food boundaries. No one has to do the same thing. So it's not a carnivore challenge or a ketovore challenge or a keto. No. You write, for instance, my January 30-day food boundaries and guidelines are that no alcohol. I'm going to cut back on my dairy because it feels like I maybe increased dairy in December. So I cut back on my dairy, focus on ruminant meats, but I'm allowed to have other meats if I feel like I want them, but try to stay as mostly ruminant. And then my usual guidelines of like, obviously, clean seasonings, make my own sauces when I can, and drink plenty of water, get my electrolytes in, take my supplements. I'm taking organ supplements. Do that every day. Every day I do what I said I was going to do. One of those bubbles is going to get colored in green. If I mess up, it's going to be red. Now you could print off more than one of these sheets so that you can have one for your movement goal, one for your food boundaries goal, and one for your like mindset goal. If you're wanting to journal or whatever it is, have 3 of these so you're tracking individual habits, but that you can visually see them. So green, you did it, you stuck to your plan. Red, you messed up, but we're going to get back to it. So at the end of 30 days, you're going to be able to look at this worksheet and visually see how consistent were you actually, and put these worksheets on your refrigerator, on your desk, wherever you're going to see them every day, and you stick to tracking your consistency. That is so important. And then there's another assessment, and then let's see what else. Okay, so that's for reintroduction. When we get to that, there's another challenge worksheet. There's another habit tracker here. So you get several versions because everybody's different. Some people like certain kinds of habit trackers, but the goal is the same. Red, we flubbed up, we missed it, we missed the mark. Green, we did it, go us. And then there's a 90-day one if you want to go for the full 90 days and see it all in one place. Sleep trackers, before and after if you want to take your measurements. There's a daily planner in there as well. And then we do dive into the N=1, but that's further down the road. So if you're interested, come hang out. I'm so happy that so many of you have joined already, and you're already starting to set your goals, and you're already starting your healthy habits, and you're already in the community, and you're already focused and being active in the group. If you're in the group, you also get access to my text list specifically for the pro group, so that you make sure you don't miss a live stream, you don't miss a tip, trick, worksheet, because I'm going to give you some homework sometimes too. You're not required to do this, but I think that you're going to want to. Yeah, so if you're interested, I'm going to show you how to get into the group right now. Okay, so if you want to sign up for the Pro Community and Challenge group, you're just going to go to phdhealth.community. I'll put the link in the description and in the pinned comment section. You're going to click Join Now, and that will take you to the bottom, or you can scroll and see all the plans. So the pro plan is where we run the challenge. If you just want support and accountability and access to our volunteer PhD coaches, you can do the essentials group. But if you want the challenge and access to the pro coaches and the challenge group, the pro group is where that is. So just make sure if you want the pro membership, that's in the challenge, that's where you're going. So right here where it says PhD Pro membership, you're going to click right here, and you have the choice between $30 monthly or $300 for the annual. The annual does save you 17%, but if you want to sign up for a month and then move to the annual, you can do that too. So if you scroll down, you'll see all the access, the things that you get. You also get access with the challenge group to 3 live Q&A sessions with Dr. Berry. You get all the things that come with the Essentials group. You also get a group Zoom call every week at 6 p.m. Central with Dr. Berry. You get our 24/7 Dr. Berry Health Companion. You get meal plans, the Consistency Challenge, and all kinds of other stuff that we add all the time. We're constantly updating. So whether you want annual or monthly, you can click here to change it. Make sure you do this from a web browser, by the way. So even if you're on your cell phone, make sure you're on Safari or Chrome, and then you'll just hit subscribe. You'll put in all your information, and when you hit create account, it's going to give you a few questions to answer. Once you answer those and hit submit answers, you will be taken to a welcome page. The welcome page has a video tour. It's only 7 minutes long, so make sure you watch that video tour. Then once you do that, if you scroll below the video, it says join the Pro Challenge. You just click there. And then you'll have access to all the things in the Pro Challenge. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it helps you set your January 2025 goals and any other goals that you have for the year. If you want to hang out with me, I would love to have you in the group. But if not, I will see you right here on YouTube. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, guys.